Hey everyone, welcome to my channel on this sunny morning. Well, in this episode, I'm going to take a look at the PAVO 30. This is by BETAFPV. This looks almost identical to the BETAFPV 95X. And in many ways, it's not identical, but it's similar. It came from the same sort of gene pool. So the 95X has a version 1, 2, and 3, and version 3 is the best one. And other companies have sort of caught up and they started to make copies of the 95X version 3. So BETAFPV, feeling the pressure, said, you know what? A lot of our viewers are asking for a better 95X, one that's a bit more powerful and can do freestyle as well as that low cinematic flying. So if you're not familiar, these pusher type drones are designed to fly low to the ground and go in and out and under and through things. They're not really designed for freestyle because of the way their 5-bladed props are and the power of the motors. It's just inefficient to do flips and rolls and all that other good stuff efficiently. So this version is apparently supposed to do that. So let me tell you a bit about it. It's got a Nebula camera on the front and it has 3000 kV motors. It's a bigger design with 3-inch props compared to the 95X, which has 2.5-inch props. It can lift a lot more, so it lifts a bigger battery. Like I'm going to use, and where do I have one here? Yeah, I'm going to use an 850 milliamp hour battery, which is a 4-cell battery on this drone, which is quite large, but apparently according to BETAFPV, you can get like maybe 6 minutes, maybe 8 minutes flight time with this. I don't know, haven't tried it. I also have a SMO 4K camera on the front that records at 4K 60 frames per second. It has a power source that comes right off the drone built for it. If you take the camera off and the battery off, the drone only weighs about 173 grams. As soon as you put the camera on and the battery, then you're over 250 grams. But you can fly this under 250 grams without this camera. Just use a smaller battery back here and you'll be good. So my personal observations on this drone are basically that it is a very tiny drone with a big frame. So when I look at this close-up, I can see there's a very solid carbon fiber X-frame built inside, and attached to that X-frame would be all the plastic components that go around. So in other words, if I smashed the heck out of this thing and broke all the plastic, the drone would still be a perfectly fine drone. I really don't need the plastic. The plastic is only there because, once again, it's a drone designed to go in and out and through things. So you need these bumpers on it. So when you go through something, if you accidentally knock something from the side or whatever, it just pushes the drone back or to the side and you carry on. You don't crash and wreck your motors and your props. That's why it has these little prop protector bumper things, but they do cause resistance in flight. At least that's what I think they will do. So not having them is better than having them, but if you use it as a pusher drone to get that cinematic footage, then it's perfect. But if you want to fly it like a race drone in freestyle, the bumpers, well, they might get in the way. But BETAFPV says this is supposed to handle that, so we're going to try it out in this video and see if that's true. So let me tell you the gear I'm going to use to fly this. This is the digital version right here. So my camera is all digital, so that means I have to use the FPV expensive goggles here. So if you have a set of these already, well, then you're golden. If you don't, then you have to buy these. Ooh, it's kind of pricey. But as soon as you buy these, you never have to buy them again. BETAFPV sent this to me with a receiver in it. That's an FR Sky XM Plus receiver. I don't know why they always do that. So for that reason, I'm going to use like a normal radio. This is a Radiomaster TX16S. Very common radio, very inexpensive. I've already bound it to this here drone, so it will fly nicely. So as mentioned, I've never flown this drone, so this will be a flight with my first impressions. Here we go. All right, so my radio is on. That's all set to go. We just have to put a battery in the drone. Here we go. And I'm just going to strap it in so it stays in nice and securely. All right, so we're all set to go. I'm just going to put my goggles on. They fit over my glasses nicely. Oh, I have an image. That's a good sign. Take my radio, put it in acro mode. Where are you, acro mode?
Horizon mode.
Wrong, that's beeper mode.
Acro mode.
There we go. And this is first flight. Here's my impressions of it. I will arm it.
Arm motors.
Sounds like a vacuum cleaner, and here we go. All right, I'll keep it low to the ground. Now I have to mention that I do have the SMO 4K camera recording, and that's going to give you the 4K 60, and I also have the Nebula camera recording. So here I am, sitting down here, go over me. So far, I'm being very easy on the joysticks because I'm getting used to these pusher drones. Pusher drones are designed to stay low and go slow. So I want to get this one going low and slow. So in other words, with a pusher drone, anytime you see something to go through, You just go through it no matter what. So I saw that, I'm going this way. I can't go too far this way because you can see it's on the side of where I just took off. So let me show you back here. Do you see back there? I'm hidden. So the reception has to go through the house and everything. It's okay when I'm near, but eventually getting far away, yeah, it's gonna cause some issues. And the drone could just fall out of the sky. So you never wanna have that happen. You always wanna have like a clear path of some sort between the drone and you so that you keep everything nice. Ooh, there we go. So what's more important to me is to check out how well this drone works as a pusher drone. So right now I've got to go on at a good fair speed here. I'm going to go behind objects, low to the ground, because that's what this thing is designed to do. A guy on a motorcycle, I'm following him. Right, I'm over in another field here. Everything looks good. I come back this way. Let's bring it down. I just don't want to lose reception. The video signal is really good. Then again, it is digital, so you know, I can't really complain about that. It's always going to be outstanding. So first thoughts. Whoa, there's a tree and a fence. I didn't even see the fence until the last minute. I gotta go get that. All right, there you are, baby. Oh, and the battery came out too. All right, so let's pick that up and bring it back. All right, so talking and flying is definitely something I don't do well. The drone here survived. I'm just going to get it set up to fly it again. Here we go. So how about I fly this way? Wait, not again, I hit it. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it again. Let's go get that. So as I'm walking to pick up the drone for the second time, let me just say that this is why this drone has the prop guards. And that's why they exist for people like me who fly into things. So one thing I do on all my drones is to find it. I don't know if I can do it with the GoPro here. Let's see. So switch over here. I'm gonna flick it all the way up.
Horizon mode.
And it causes the drone to beep. So I hear the beeping and it's coming from this way, and that's how you find your drone. Just put a beeper on it like that. I hear the beep and I'll turn this way and there it is. This will save you hours of looking for your drone. Make sure you put your little beeper on all your drones. Hey, the battery stayed on this time. Yay! Crash number 2 by this guy here called Captain Drone, who doesn't pay attention to where he's flying. The drone's perfectly fine. It does look kind of green though. It's chopping up a lot of grass. All right, last flight. I've got about a minute or two of battery left on this thing. So let's go. I'm just going to keep it around me or something. I don't know, because I just keep destroying this thing around trees. Trees and drones and Captain Drone don't like each other. So here we go. Keep that up. Let's see, what else can I ram into today? I've hit pretty much everything, so let's bring it back here. Let's come on this way. Coming through this area. What's through here? Whoa, I'm going a little bit faster, as you can see. I'm probably burning up the battery a lot faster. Trees, oh my God, stay away from trees, Captain Drone, because, well, I almost hit another one. I should have cleaned my lens too. I think my lens still has some smuts on it from smashing into the trees. All right, so I'm just staying over the sidewalk here. Make sure no people are coming around. And I'm gonna spin back this way, go over the trees. Don't fall in the water. Beautiful water here. Now they say this drone is good for freestyle, so I'll do my typical roll, slow roll. Let's go flip and then half flip to forward flip, nice and slow. Left roll. Nice and slow. I would think for the speed of this drone, you can do freestyle, but you would really use up a lot of battery power. There we are. Let's do a spin as we come down. As we lessen power. We're spinning out of control, coming down. And then we're gonna zoom around and not hit that post. There's my Jeep over here. There's some city workers working over there. I'm behind me now, so I'm just checking the reception flying behind me. Seems pretty good. Nobody on the road. I can fly over the road because there's no cars. right, so the next thing I want to show you is a quick unboxing to show you what comes in the box. Check this out. And now for your viewing pleasure, a super quick Captain Drone unboxing. So this would be the box your drone comes in. Here is your drone, shiny and new. And if you look at it here, you'll see that it's one piece, no assembly required. Motors are 3000 kV and it does take a 4S battery. Here you can see the plastic frame that goes all around the inside and the outside. Take note of the D75 5-bladed props by GemFan, very high quality. You do get 2 full sets. Now, since my drone is digital, I have the digital Vista antenna at the back. Also take note of the plug for the battery. It's an XT30 plug. Speaking of digital, look at this. The entire digital unit is covered by plastic. Here's your camera on the front. It is a Nebula Nano camera. The Pavo comes ready to attach an external camera like the SMO4K by Insta360 or a naked GoPro. As a matter of fact, there's even dampening on top to get rid of vibrations. Accessories included are an adapter for a naked GoPro. Here you have an adapter for Betaflight, and here you have an Allen key to remove screws, and a separate camera unit just in case you want to change the camera. Weight of the drone I flew in this video plus the SMO4 camera is 214 grams. Add the battery, we're up to 316 grams. So the camera that was put on it was 32 grams. That means if I took the camera off, the drone only weighs 182 grams. There you have it, the Pavo 30. What did you think about this drone? Well, let me tell you my thoughts. I've learned a few things today. First off, I cannot talk into a microphone right here and fly a drone at the same time. I have no idea. Like all of you saw the trees and you saw the fence, but I didn't see it. You know, I'm talking away, thinking of something in my head and smashed into that. So yeah, so I learned today that I'm not, when I talk, I gotta like fly away from things. That's one thing. The next thing I learned is if you put the SMO 4K camera on the top of this drone and put an 850 milliamp hour battery on it, this camera sucks a lot of juice. So you're not getting 8 minutes flight time. You're not even getting 6 minutes flight time. If you want to get your 6 or 8 minutes, you have to take this camera off or use a camera that doesn't suck the power from the battery, because that's what this one is doing. And the last thing I learned with this drone, now that it looks a lot more green than when I started, is that it can handle a crash. So crashed it a few times and man, it still looks good. Even crashed it, landing it a few times. You know, I was coming down from I always like to come down to a low landing and slide a little bit, but not in grass. No, you'll do flips. I did those, but no, everything is good on this drone. So it can definitely withstand a crash as long as you don't crash it full speed into concrete or pavement. Then you're going to break the plastic, that's for sure. But the plastic really doesn't matter. It's just there to protect you from hitting objects like you saw me do, like trees. So if you don't have the plastic shroud, you can still fly it. It'd be perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links below to this drone. Once again, it is bigger than the Beta 95X. The Beta 95X only has 2.5-inch props and different motors, and this one has 3-inch props, and it's got a little bit more oomph to lift stuff. You can put a full-size GoPro on here if you want, but don't expect to do freestyle flying because that will really weight it down. And don't expect to get a lot of flight time with a full-size GoPro on there. Maybe 3 minutes flight with an 850 battery. So with all that said, links are below. Go check it out. I don't know the price. It does come in analog, which is very inexpensive. This is the digital, which is more expensive, but either case, when you're flying a pusher drone, analog or digital, makes no difference because you keep them close to you and you fly around objects that are nearby, so it really doesn't matter. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.